Hey everybody, welcome to the Pensky File. Let's do a let's look at the Splendor app, which I noticed didn't just appear, but it's been up on Steam for a little while. It's on iOS and everything. If you don't know, Splendor is a board game that came out maybe a year ago. It's a high acclaim. People generally seem to like it. I really like the physical board game. Very simple, quick playing, easy to understand, easy to play, quick to set up, all that good stuff. And the components of the board game are actually really fantastic. You end up paying a premium for it, but that's another point. So this is the Steam version of Splendor, which is also available on iOS and probably Android and everything like that. It's $10 on Steam. This is what you get. You get to learn to play. Tells you how to go through things. You get challenges, which are probably one of the more unique things about this app. If you go into this sort of screen here, it'll put you into these different places where you can play with sort of variations of the rule. Like in this one, you must win 20 prestige points in 15 turns. If you don't know what the game means, that doesn't mean anything, but if you're familiar, you'll understand. So there's a lot of these little challenges you can go through if you get bored with the base game. Settings, pretty standard screen settings, options, change your avatar, connect to the cloud. Always want to be connected to the cloud. Always. There's a little tutorial, learn how to play. We'll just jump right into it. So I'm going to play a two-player game. You can play against the AI or pass and play. There's no online version of this game so far, which is a huge disappointment. So you can play a 2 to 4 player game. That's what Splendor fits. I'm going to play a 2-player game just for the simplicity's sake. You can change the AI to balanced, specialized, opportunistic, random behavior, everyone's favorite random behavior, and secret behavior. We're going to go with balanced. You can change the little picture. We're going to go with I declare thumb war. This woman. I'm going to be this evil looking guy. Pensky right there. Player order is random. It sort of gives you a little refresher on the rules. 2-player game. You get 3 nobles, which are these little cards, 5 gold tokens, 4 tokens of every other color. 15 prestige points is what we're playing to. And it somehow generates a score for you based on probably time and turns it took to win and everything like that. So let's get into it. Splendor. So for people who aren't familiar with this game, I'll give a quick overview. You have these cards laid out, and he's going to take his turn. I'll let him take his turn. You have these cards laid out here in sort of increasing difficulty to obtain. So these green ones on the bottom are very easy. The green backs over here, yellow, and then blue. You have these down here, here, and here. The point of the game is to get to 15 points. This person got to 1 point on that turn by what they did. I'll explain shortly. You want to get to 15 points, and at that time, when the first player gets to 15 points, it spurs like a last round, and the highest points win. You get points by getting these cards with the point values on them, these big white numbers that are on the cards, and you also get points for these noble tiles, which are over here, which are all worth 3. So on your turn, you can do one of 4 things. You can either, well, I guess to explain, you want to buy these cards with these chips that are over here. So what you're going to do is use these chips as sort of a money system to buy these cards. And we'll go through that as we do that. So on your turn, you can get 3 chips of different colors. You can get 2 of the same color token, as long as there are at least 4 in the pile. So, for example, this one, let's explain the 1 of each color. So I could get 1 of each color, and then I'd end my turn. Say I don't want to do that, I'll kick them back. You can draw 2 tiles of the same color. I could get the 2 blacks there and end my turn. But you can't draw 2 chips of a pile if there are less than 4. So because there are only 3 reds, I can't draw the second red, so I'd have to go with multiple colors in that option, in that situation. The other thing you can do is you can reclaim a card. So if I pick this one up, this is sort of, you add this card to your pile, you get a gold chip, it goes face down. The gold are wilds in this game. So there are 5 gold tokens, and wilds count as any sort of color when you need to buy a card. So when you claim a card, you stop the opponent from being able to get it. You draw the card, you put it face down, you're allowed to have 3 of them, and you get a gold wild card too. So it's a good way to stop your opponent from getting cards that he might be able to get, and it gives you a sort of benefit of having this random card. I am not going to do that, so they'll send back. The other thing you can do is buy a card. So when you have, let's go with, I'm going to try to get this thing. So I need a red, blue, black, and that's it. You can only draw 3, so I'll end my turn. When you do that, you take these tokens and they go into your piles down here, and you can have up to 10. When you have more than 10, you have to discard down to 10 at the end of your turn. The last thing I mentioned you can do is you can buy these cards. So when you have tokens or chips that are equal to the values of the cards down here, you can spend those chips on your turn and take the card. So I'm not going to be able to do it this turn. Let's see, I want some more black ones because there's a lot of blacks that need to be down there. And my turn. So on my next turn, I'll probably be able to buy something, depending on what this person does. So here we go, and here's one of the benefits of the app, if you want to look at it that way. It highlights what you can buy with this green outline. You can turn this off in the settings. It feels a little bit like cheating if the game is just going to show you what you can do, but just for the sake of the game, I'll buy this one. I would end my turn. So now I have that one, the card gets replaced, and you'll notice now I have this white one, and these are the chips. So I have a white one, a chip of blue, and a chip of black. When you get the cards, along with the points that you also get the colored gem in the right-hand corner, and it stays as a permanent bonus. So I'm always going to have a 1 white gem at this point. So when I buy things, I don't have to spend this white because it's not a chip, it's a card. And so I'll always have this benefit of having this white. You can build them up to make things easier. That's basically how you are able to buy these higher value things, because you'll never have, like this one is more than 10 chips, so you can only have 10, so you can never buy this. You need the benefit of having the cards to be able to buy these higher value ones. So it's a game of sort of building an engine going, where you're going to efficiently on each turn buy cards that are worth points, and you want to do it as, in typical game theory fashion. You want to do it the most amount of damage in the smallest amount of time. So let's continue on. Oh, and the other thing, these noble cards are the last thing. At the end of your turn, if you have cards, not chips, if you have cards that are equal to the number and color of these, so if I had 3 white, 3 blue, and 3 black card values here, at the end of the turn when I get that, I can take the noble card that represents that, and you get 3 points for it. It's an additional action. It's sort of a bonus in addition to your regular actions. So let's keep going here. I'm going to go for this guy, and let's take a... There doesn't seem to be a lot of blue, so I'm going to go with green instead. I'll end my turn. And up here, you have to actually click on this to make the AI's chip show, which is interesting that you have to do that. I think it should just default to that because it's useless to not look at their piles. That's the aspect where I think this game, I think it's where all digital board games sort of fall apart when compared to their physical selves. I feel it's much easier to look at a physical game board and get a sense quickly about what's going on. I need some whites, I think. So here I have to look up here to see what he's got. He's got a 1 white permanent, 1 black, and 2 red. And it's much easier when you're sitting next to somebody and looking at their piles to see what they're doing and to figure out what they want to block. So I feel I play this digital version a little bit more loosey-goosey. Do I want green? There's not a lot of need for green. There's a lot more need for black. So I'm going to go with this black. Take all that stuff. So now I have a permanent black and a permanent white, which is off to a good start. I don't have any points. Does he have any points? He has 1 point. She has 1 point. I can get this one very easily, so I'm going to go for that. Give me a permanent red. And this is really all you do through the game. If there were more players, you'd all take more and more turns, obviously. But it's basically trying to quickly get to the point where you need to be and then buy the cards that you want. So I can't buy anything here. I'm instead going to... I'll take a white. I would like to get that red eventually. I'll take the green. Greens are becoming important, and a blue is necessary at this point too. Trying to plan out your moves ahead of time, see what you need to do. He's actually jumping out to quite... Oh, he's got 2 points, so I don't know what that is. What was I looking at? What is this? Just the first player? Is that what that means? Whatever. I can buy this brown. That'll be good. I'll buy that. And wait for him to take his turn. The AI doesn't seem to be too difficult in this game. I don't know if there's a way to ramp up their difficulty. I've won probably 3 or 4 games, I think, at this point against them. I'm not doing particularly well here at this point, maybe just because I'm talking. I can get that next turn. I will take the blues, and I need some reds as well, just in case. Stop him from getting 2 reds as well, which would be nice, because he needed some reds to do a little bit of damage. He can't get anything blue yet, yeah. So, I mean, in the physical game, you can kind of look at the other person and say, oh, this is what they need, this is what that person needs. And then sort of block around it. I feel like blocking is less useful in this physical game because I feel so detached from what this person is actually doing up here, and I'm really just focused on my own little zone. I'm gonna take this guy. So I think that's the one downside to these digital board games. Besides losing the tactile feeling, you sort of lose sense of being able to look at what is like sort of physically going around or around you. And I also, just the fact that it highlights the cards and what you can buy sort of makes things a lot easier. You really don't have to think that much. I should probably turn that off. It would be a better way to go about doing this, I think. I'm going to take, what does he need? He's got whites, blue, and red. He needs some greens. I'll take a green, I will take a blue, and I will take a... None of these are worth anything. That's worth something. I'll take one of the blacks. If we can get this one, oh, that one's worth a point too. I think maybe something was blocking me, or I wasn't seeing it, wasn't paying attention. Always want to get the point cards if you can. I'll take this guy. So now we're up to 3. So I need black and green if I'm interested in doing that. I probably should be interested in doing that. So I'll take some black. I will take more blue, and I will take I have a lot of red, so I'll take another green. I think that should put us in good shape for coming into rounding the corner here. He's going to take more. Take this guy. So we need red, green, and black to get this. So 3 of each. So I should focus on getting that, I think, as soon as possible. I can't get that yet. I'll take a blue, a white, and a... There's no blacks up here that are necessary, so I'll take a red. End my turn. He's up to 5 points. I might just take a card to block him. He's got a lot of chips is the problem, so I don't really know. 3, I want the green, right? Yeah, green and black. So let's take this guy. Spend a couple chips. I can... Ooh, that might not have been the way to go. Oh, I can get this next time anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh no, I need black, don't I? So I need, what is this? 2, I need a blue, a white, and a black, why not? Just in case we run into, oh, up here actually, I could get that next turn. So I need black and red, so black. There we go, see how it highlights this? I'll end my turn, and this guy's gonna automatically come over. It took me a long time to figure this automatically comes over. I was the game lets you pick them up for some reason, so I couldn't figure out how to get them to add to my inventory. We're down 2 points. We'll see what we can do. We need to focus on getting points here. I'm gonna get this guy just for the points, really. The red is helpful. 4, so I need green and red. That'd be the next couple things to focus on it well. See, at this point, the game starts to pick up into, I can get this one, I might as well. The game starts to become more about getting the cards as opposed to drawing the chips. And I feel like the digital app makes that much more apparent, or just because of the highlighting makes it seem much more easy. 4, I need red and green, so I'll take the red. Replace those. And hopefully I can stop him from getting to the green. Doesn't seem to be near it. No, he's not. Oh, we got that one. But I'll equal... Oh! He reached 15 points. He's going to beat us. So I'll take this green. End the turn. Take that guy. And I'm going to lose. Defeat. Look at that. Well, that's it. Yeah, so he got to 15. I got to 12. And that's it. Number of turns 25. Elapsed time 11 minutes. See the detail of the prestige points. You can see how it broke down if you want to get really meta about the game. And that's about it. So back to the menu. That's Splendor. You know, it's a decent enough game. I don't know if it's worth $10 on Steam is the problem. You can't play online, which is a huge, huge problem. If this game was online, I think it would be well worth the $10. Just playing against the AI, I don't really feel it's worth it on PC. It's probably better as a tablet or phone app. I don't know if it's on the phone. It's certainly on tablet. I enjoy the physical game. I'd recommend anyone who's interested in board games go out and buy the physical version because I feel it's a lot superior. The tactile nature of it is really helpful in learning how to play. this is a fine time waster. I don't know if it's going to sit on my computer for that much longer. It'll probably migrate to the tablet at some point for those bus rides to work or whatever. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the content, hit that like button and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the digital version of Splendor. Let me know what you think about the board game. And otherwise, I will see you guys later.